Beowulf, translated by Lesslie Hall. Book 21, Hrothgar's Account of the Monsters. Hrothgar rejoined, helm of the Scyldings, ask not of joyance, grief is renewed to the folk of the Danemen. Dead is Aesir, Ermenlaf's brother, older than he, my true-hearted counsellor, trusty adviser, shoulder companion when fighting in battle. Our heads we protected when troopers were clashing and heroes were dashing. Such an earl should be ever, an erstworthy atheling, as Aesir proved him. The flickering death spirit became in Heorot, his hand-to-hand murderer. I cannot tell whither the cruel one turned in the carcass exulting, by cramming discovered the quarrel she wreaked then, that last night agone Grendel thou killest, in gruesomest manner, with grim-holding clutches, since too long he had lessened my liege troop and wasted my folkmen so foully. He fell in the battle with forfeit of life, and another has followed, a mighty crime-worker, her kinsman avenging, and henceforth hath stablished her hatred unyielding, as it well may appear to many a liegeman, who mourneth in spirit the treasure bestower, her heavy heart sorrow, the hand is now lifeless, which availed you in every wish that you cherished. Land people heard I, liegemen, this saying, dwellers in halls, they had seen very often a pair of such mighty, march-striding creatures, far-dwelling spirits, holding the moorlands. One of them wore, as well they might notice, the image of woman, the other one wretched, in guise of a man, wandered in exile, except he was huger than any of earthmen. Earth-dwelling people entitled him Grendel. In days of yore they knew not their father, where ill-going spirits any were born him ever before. They guard the wolf coverts, lands inaccessible, wind-beaten nesses, fearfullest fen-deeps, where a flood from the mountains, neath mists of the nesses, netherward rattles. The stream under earth, not far it is henceward, measured by mile lengths that the mere water standeth, which forests hang over, with frost-whiting covered. A firm-rooted forest, the floods overshadow. There ever at night one in ill-meaning portent a fire-flood may see. 'Mong children of men none liveth so wise, that what of the bottom, though harassed by hounds the heath-steppers seek for, fly to the forest, firm-antlered he-deer, spurred from afar, his spirit he yieldeth, his life on the shore, erein he will venture to cover his head. Uncanny the places, thence upward ascendeth the surging of waters, wan to the welkin, when the wind is stirring, the weather's unpleasing, till the air groweth gloomy, and the heavens lower. Now is help to be gotten, from thee and thee only, the abode thou knowest not, the dangerous place, where thou art able to meet with the sin-laden hero, seek if thou dearest. For the feud I will fully fee thee with money, with old-time treasures, as erstwhile I did thee, with well-twisted jewels, if away thou shalt get thee. Book 22, Beowulf seeks Grendel's mother. Beowulf answered, Ecgtheow's son, grieve not, O wise one, for each it is better his friend to avenge than with vehemence wail him. Each of us must the end day abide of his earthly existence, who is able accomplish glory ere death. To battle thane noble, lifeless lying, 'tis at last most fitting. Arise, O King, quick let us hasten to look at the footprint of the kinsman of Grendel. I promise thee this now, to his place he'll escape not, to embrace of the earth, nor to mountainous forest, nor to depths of the ocean, wherever he wanders. Practice thou now patient endurance of each of thy sorrows, as I hope for thee soothly. Then up sprang the old one, the all-wielder thanked he. Ruler almighty, that the man had outspoken. Then for Hrothgar a war-horse was decked with a bridle, curly-maned courser. The clever folk-leader stately proceeded. Stepped then an earl troop of linden-wood bearers. Her footprints were seen then, widely in wood paths, her way o'er the bottoms, where she far away fared, o'er the fen country murky. Bore away breathless the best of retainers, who pondered with Hrothgar the welfare of country. The son of the Aethelings then went o'er the stony declivitous cliffs, the close-covered passes, narrow passages, paths unfrequented, nesses abrupt, nicker haunts many. One of a few of wise-mooded heroes, he onward advanced to view the surroundings, till he found unawares woods of the mountain, or hoarstones hanging, holtwood unjoyful. The water stood under, welling and gory. 'Twas irksome in spirit to all of the Danemen, friends of the Scyldings, to many a liegeman, sad to be suffered, a sorrow unlittle, to each of the earlmen, when to Aesir's head they came on the cliff. The current was seething with blood and with gore. The troopers gazed on it. The horn anon sang the battle song ready. The troops were all seated. They saw along the water then many a serpent, mere dragons wondrous, trying the waters, nickers a-lying on the cliffs of the nesses, which at noonday full often go on the sea deeps their sorrowful journey. Wild beasts and worm kind, away then they hastened, hot-mooded, hateful. They heard the great clamour, the war-trumpet winding. One did the Geat-prince sunder from earth-joys, with arrow from bowstring. From his sea-struggle tore him, that the trusty war-missile pierced to his vitals. He proved in the currents less doughty at swimming, whom death had off-carried. Soon in the waters the wonderful swimmer was straitened most sorely with sore-pointed boar-spears, pressed in the battle and pulled to the cliff edge. The liegeman then looked on the loath-fashioned stranger. Beowulf donned then his battle equipments, cared little for life, inlaid and most ample. The hand-woven corslet which could cover his body must the wave-deeps explore, that war might be powerless to harm the great hero, and the hating one's grasp might not peril his safety. His head was protected by the light-flashing helmet that should mix with the bottoms, trying the eddies, treasure emblazoned, encircled with jewels, as in seasons long past. The weaponsmith worked it, wondrously made it, with swine bodies fashioned it, that thenceforth no longer brand might bite it, and battle-sword hurt it. And that was not least of helpers in prowess that Hrothgar's spokesman had lent him when straitened. And the hilted hand-sword was Hrunting entitled, old and most excellent 'mong all of the treasures. Its blade was of iron, blotted with poison, hardened with gore. It failed not in battle any hero under heaven in hand who it brandished, who ventured to take the terrible journeys. The battlefield sought not the earliest occasion that deeds of daring 'twas destined to accomplish. Ecglaf's kinsman minded not soothly, exulting in strength what erst he had spoken, drunken with wine, when the weapon he lent to a sword hero bolder, himself did not venture, 'neath the strife of the currents, his life to endanger, to fame deeds perform. There he forfeited glory, repute for his strength. Not so with the other, when he clad in his corslet had equipped him for battle.